Origins Rec Shop in Bellevue.
Yeah, Redmond. Yeah.
Redmond. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was, again, the whole thing of very highly rated, right? Because at some level, we got to use some kind of criteria to actually go find where we go. And then in this case, I don't know, graded on a curve. I mean, the store was pretty, no doubt. And the staff was nice. I wouldn't say they were particularly deep with regards to knowledge, but they were very nice and very accessible, no doubt. But again, let's just say the price per gram, stiff. And then
and that goes with the real estate
level
in that area being probably the highest in the entire state, in the Redmond, Bellevue area of Washington.
Yeah, but it also proves the point that, again, because this is the other thing that we ran into is, right, so now, after we got done there, I went and hit a bunch more stores, right? And nobody else had a house brand. But if you're going to have a house brand and you're going to be in Redmond, right, shouldn't it be totally awesome? And our experience with their pre-rolls was above average, maybe average plus, maybe a little minus. And so that whole thing of like, it just doesn't quite align. It's close. They're in near alignment. If their pre-rolls would have been the bomb, it would align. But it doesn't quite align, okay? And that's, again, I'm just struck by it. I from them having their own house brand, which is just interesting to me. It's like, I would think that a lot of stores would want to do that for no other reason than to just grow security within their customer base that, I shop at Dan's and I'm buying Dan's, right? But at the same time, I don't know, dude, because the whole thing of, they put their name on it. Now, we didn't buy any just flower, okay? And I guess that would have been the other test, is buy some just flower. Because, again, pre-rolls...
Pre-roll is kind of close, but that was pretty dry, probably trim. It was expensive flower.
Right, right. I mean, it's like asking somebody, here, show me your best, but put it in a dirty glass, right? It's like, okay, pre-roll.
Yeah, and to clarify, the reason we don't see a lot of brands, retail brands, because in Colorado, that's the norm, but in Washington, it's not legal. So this company set up a different entity. So when you walk into the foyer, there's somebody there checking an ID. On your right is coffee, on your left is apparel, and straight ahead is the rec shop. Now, they've got a different business license for each one of those entities, operating as a separate business, and then they license the name to the cannabis. That's how I'm assuming it was working. That's how they have their own brand.
Right,
They're the only ones that have done that, or at least tried to do it.
Right, we don't actually know. We did not engage at that level, but one way you could do that would be basically license that you're the swag shop, or you're more likely actually the coffee shop, right? And you go to cannabis producer processor, and you create your brand, and then you have your store come buy it, right, to resell it. Okay, that's how you would go about that. But I guess if I was gonna do that, I mean, again, this store had the air of a 4.5 or 5-star store. I mean, my God, they've got a 4.8 Google rating. Okay, so I mean, they're doing
like a
something
nice
well.
vineyard or tasting room, with a nice wood top and the brick, walls or underlayment and everything there with the dim mood lighting and all of that. It was nice.
Yep. But I guess I would just say, then I need my Origins house brand joints to be better, right? I mean, that's the summary of all of this is, you almost got me. I was almost a believer and had those pre-rolls. We used a scale of 1 to 5, and then you were 3 on one, I was 2.6. You were below 2.5 on the other one, I was 2.6. If those had been 3.5s or 4s, you'd have had me, Origins. You almost did.
Yeah, I mean,
so anyway, guys, that took forever.
Their layout is nice, but it flies in the face of a CVS or Walgreens where it's white, brightly lit. So if they're pushing for the holistic approach, they're not going to be able to target those types of people because they want to be able to see. They don't want to go into a dimly lit place. So that was my one question. I was wondering, like, has anybody complained about the lighting? but they have their own type of layout in terms of how they design the flower. And there's like this tree, whatever, and each branch is either like a party or an uplifting or a, you know, relaxing or holistic. And so they've kind of done their own thing from the standard sativa indica hybrid deal. But yeah, they're
Yep,
doing
I don't buy that personally. Yep, as somebody who's into information, don't teach, don't ask me to learn your dialect. Speak the common tongue.
Yeah, back in the day, I was never a fan of cell phones always having a different cord. You know, I think it was a congressional law that made it all unison. And along with the threads, like everyone wants to have a proprietary cartridge and thread. I'm glad that there's the 510 standard. And a store, you want to be able to go in like Starbucks and kind of expect the same thing. And when you kind of go off kilter and create their own thing, in fact, Leafly just sort of kind of revamped their whole thing too, and they've got a new way, which we're going to cover later on this weekend. So all these different people are trying to figure it out. There's this terpene wheel that you can kind of see and figure it out based on this canna map or canna graph. So it's still people trying to figure it out, but I haven't seen anything that's sticking yet.
Again, we're talking about the way to explain, your cannabis and what your potential experience is going to be. And I guess, just finishing the point with regards to origins and yesterday. So one of the things that was neat about yesterday was I did do a bunch of stores, got a chance, that live compare and contrast, right? Where you didn't just hit one today, you hit a gob. And then coming out of it, I ended up last night, Chronic, where I had a big fat sack of weed, homie. I actually did some product trial stuff last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I made some media. I'll share it with you.